The NRL SA 2015 season continued over the weekend with SA State vs Country North at Port Oval and the West End Cup knockout round 1 at Hanson Reserve. Hi, I'm Ben Palmer and this is the Fresh 927 NRL SA Weekly Recap. On Saturday afternoon, SA State travelled up north and took on Country North in their final representative game before the championships in Darwin. SA State defeated Country North 54-8 at Port Oval in Port Pirie. SA State had a number of standout players as they scored 30 points to nil in 25 minutes of play, before an injury to fullback Adam Fitzgerald saw the half cut short. Country North, made up of a combination of Northern and Spencer Gulf region clubs and SA State players, gelled well for a side playing together for the first time and got on the scoreboard through front rower Cecil Buckskin. SA State came out 48-point winners in the end. Standout players were Carl Edgar, Talia Alofa, who scored 1 try apiece, and Country's North Richard Nona. Special thanks to the Spencer Golf League for hosting the event. In the West End Cup knockout on Sunday afternoon, Raiders first grade defeated Eels Reserve 58-8. Raiders used quick ball movement to score 3 early tries against the undermanned Eels side. Eels fought back and used their strength in Chris Davidson and front rower Peter Best to push through the Raiders' defence and set up 2 scoring opportunities before half-time. Leading 26-8 at half-time, Raiders continued their attacking play in the second half as the Eels' lack of player numbers began to show, with the Raiders scoring a further 32 points to Eels 0 in the second half. Best on ground was Raiders fullback Nathan Bush, who set up multiple scoring opportunities and scored 1 try and 1 conversion.
So we're here at the West End Cup. I'm joined by Nathan Bush, who've just played the Raiders' first grade team against the Eels. They defeated 58-8. Must be happy with the boys' effort.
Oh, great effort. Considering like Eels showed up with 9 side, we showed up with 9. No one dropped their heads. We still went out and put 100% into the game, and no one sort of slacked off. And got a couple of younger blokes that were really brought into the game, which I think was good for them and the guys who haven't played a real lot of rugby league. But I'd like to thank the Raiders and the Eels for putting on a good show, really.
It definitely was. Now, you did score 1 try and 1 conversion. You must be very happy that you scored, considering a bit of a punishment, I hear.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy I scored. There is a punishment if you don't score, and it's going to be at training. To put it this way, I'm very glad I scored a try. All right?
Fantastic. Now, you're playing Roosters next week in round 4, so what are you going to bring into that game or any prep for this week?
Well, we'll bring a lot more than what we brought today. We've got good structure, been training well. We'll rock up with a full side, and I can tell you now, we're going to put on a good show against the Roosters. So anyone get down there, come watch a great game of rugby league. We won't let you down.
Fantastic. Thanks, Nathan.
No worries.
Eels first grade defeated Tigers Reserve 38-24. In a seesawing contest, both sides made early attacking plays, with Tigers' Isaac Nathan the first to get on the scoreboard. A quick reply came from Eels fullback Scott Bradshaw, who ran 50 metres and threw 2 defenders to level the scores. Tigers retained the lead through lock Kim Harris, but the scores were tied again 12-all at half-time. Eels came out firing in the second half, scoring 3 quick tries to take a commanding lead. Tigers retaliated with the lead changing twice, but the Eels finished the game strongly with the final 3 tries of the game. West End man of the match was awarded to Eels fullback Scott Bradshaw, who scored 2 tries and put a halt to a number of Tigers' attacks.
We're here after round 1 of the West End Knockout Cup, and we've just seen the match between Eels first grade and Tigers reserve grade. We've got the West End man of the match, Scotty Bradshaw, here with us. Scott, you had a good second half where you pushed ahead. Must be happy with how the game went.
Well, we're not too happy with our boys at the moment, but we are. But yeah, Tigers took it to us with 11 blokes, but we could have done way better. But we'll work on that Tuesday, Thursday at training. So the halftime score was 12-all. What did Bobby get into you about to push away? I'll just D off the line like defence. Just get up quick and work as a unit, and yeah, that's about it. And just attack properly and whatnot. Stuff we do at training.
Tigers usually in the second division. Must be a good opportunity to play them with the Knockout Cup like this.
Yeah, it is. They're a really good side. We've got some big boys. Good footy side. And they took it to us first half. We just got lucky in the second that they only had 11 or 12 blokes. And, yeah.
Returning to regular games next week, you're playing the Bulldogs for the second time. You've already beat them 22-4 this year. Excited for that game?
Yeah, it'll be a good game. They're another side that they're decent, but yeah, there's just got to gel well together and that. So yeah.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Panthers reserve grade defeated Bulldogs first 16-12 in a tight match that was unfortunately called off minutes into the second half due to an on-field injury. In a competitive contest, Bulldogs were first to score through hooker Francis Wapu after a 20-metre dash from centre Michael Holland. Panthers quickly retaliated with winger Tim Mitchie sprinting 60 metres down the ground and scoring under the posts. A successful conversion levered the scores at 6-6 after 10 minutes of play. Panthers snatched the lead when 5'8" Ezra Bailey sidestepped Bulldogs defenders to score. Another scoring opportunity soon followed through Panthers' Ben Rottimer, who scored in the corner. Although the Bulldogs came back and just scored before the siren, the Panthers held a 4-point lead at half-time. Stand-up players were Panthers' Tim Mitchie and Bulldogs' Michael Holland.
It's the West End Cup knockout, round 1. I'm joined by Panthers coach Chris McKay. They've just had a win, 16-12 over the Bulldogs. Chris, how'd the boys go?
Yeah, the boys done all right. We had a few errors there in the first half. Got a lot of improving to do. I think South's played really well, undermanned. Apart from that, I think we done all right.
So unfortunately the game was called early due to a serious injury, but 16 points scored in the first half. What about in the second half? So it was a close and competitive game, obviously, with no score in that half.
Yeah, it definitely was. To South's credit, they had a very strong defence. Our boys lacked in a bit in attack, but it's something that we can definitely work on.
Sure. And any standout players you'd like to name?
For us, we had a few standout players. Sam Pryor was a standout for us in the second row, and young Brody at fullback. So, yeah.
Now you're taking on Hanson Reserve next week in the regular competition, round 4. What would you be preparing for that game, seeing as you had a win against them last time?
Yeah, I think we'll go in with the same sort of game plan. Look to dominate the middle third of the field through our forwards. We've got some big boys there, so just look to take advantage of that.
Fantastic. Thanks, Chris.
No worries.
Roosters first grade defeated Raiders Reserve 36-16 in a display of strong offensive skills. The Roosters got on the board early thanks to a smooth offload from winger Matthew McCabe to second rower Adam Levi, who scored. Raiders fought back and scored after superior weaving by centre Junior Fono. Roosters scored the following 3 tries before Raiders hit back through young gun front rower Ethan Hammond to make the halftime score 24-12 Roosters' way. Despite exceptional defensive pressure from the Raiders in the second half, unforced errors saw them unable to capitalise on the scoreboard. Roosters' efficiency and persistence was rewarded when Levi ended the scoring drought at the 20th minute mark. Roosters controlled the remainder of the game to come home 20-point winners. Best on ground was Roosters' Stephen Lee, who played a solid game at ground level.
It's the West End Knockout Cup here at Hanson Reserve on Sunday, and we've just seen the Raiders reserve grade versus the Roosters first grade team. I'm joined here today by hooker Stephen Lee from the Roosters. Stephen, how are you going today? What are your thoughts on the game post-match?
I thought the boys did really well. We had an understrength side coming into this because the boys played state. So coming into this, we just basically had to step up to it. We knew that the other team was going to come at us with everything they had. So
Half-time break to have such good, strong defensive work in that second half.
Given the fact that we had players sent off, so we had 12 on the field. We know why we wear this jersey, and we all rally together, and basically we're there for each other, so we cover each other. We do it for the guy beside us, and then basically everyone has heart that plays for this club, and we just reach down deep, and then we just perform for each other.
Yeah. And you're versing Henley again next week. Do you think there's much that you'll take into consideration with training this week before preparation for that?
I guess basically at training this week we'll just listen to the coach and take his feedback, and then there's definitely improvements there, and we'll just do our best to not make the errors that we did.
Yeah. And you're a fairly new player to the Roosters side, coming from Newcastle. What's it like settling in at the moment?
I didn't know if I was going to play this year. I thought I had a few years off, had about 4 years off. I thought, why not give it a go? I'm at uni now, so something to do in my spare time. And I had a mate that I used to work with that plays for the Roosters, so I thought, why not? Went up there, had a training session with them. Basically, the club was really friendly, really warm, and then basically just went from there, and I really enjoy playing for the club.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, well, thank you.
This weekend, we're back to regular competition with round 4 of the ISC Cup and Reserve Grade Shield on Saturday, May 23rd and Sunday, May 24th at Hanson Reserve. In the SGRL, Port Augusta is hosting their first rugby league event with a round-robin competition between the local Northern Region clubs. For more information on the upcoming Port Augusta event and all the fixtures and results, visit our website www.sarugbyleague.com.au or find us on Facebook. I'm Ben Palmer, and this has been the Fresh 92.7 NRL SA Weekly Recap. See you at the games.